think one of Kenny Wallace's crew members might have been injured on that pit stop, Matt.
And Mike, his name is Mike Buddock, a.k.a. Mongo. He's the gas man for the one car. He told me that some gas did get splashed up into his eyes. They did use some water to try to flush that out. He is going to take a ride over to the infield care center with the paramedics to just take a look at his eyes, but he told me that he's okay.
Thanks, Matt. So Rudd on top, and he's got a little cushion there. Got a lap car, 2 lap cars between himself and second place, number 40, Marlin.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You know, he has Ryan Newman right there, Jeremy Mayfield trying to fight to get that lap back should a caution come out. And then out in front of him is the 97 car of Kurt Busch that has made his way back on the lead lap right now should he get a caution.
Jeremy's car looks a lot like Hammond's car. The whole right side of it's pretty well used up. He ain't got but a half a car.
Sterling trying to make that pass. Kurt Busch qualified, I believe, 7th for this race, but they changed an engine this morning. And if you change an engine, just like if you go to a backup car, you have to start in the back. So Busch has worked hard to climb the ladder today, and there he is just in front of Ricky Rudd.
You want to talk about climbing the ladder, we'll go back to our 4th and 5th place battle, especially when we talk about Bobby Labonte, the 18 car. He just passed his teammate Tony Stewart. This is a battle for 4th position. This is a guy that thought he was losing a cylinder about 100 laps ago.
I was feeling really bad there for a while, but I like it now.
They have a rear view mirror full of Jeff Green, and that 30 car has just dominated this race a lot, led a bunch of laps.
Boys, they are just flat running out of the racetrack, you know. They're up. Some of these guys are just rubbing that fence in both ends of the track.
Sure, Harry Gant's not driving one of these cars. We always called that the Harry Gant groove up there.
High, wide, and handsome.
That's it. That's Harry. Robbie Gordon in 31 and Dale Earnhardt Jr. They're with Jerry Nadeau.
Just gets a run up off that corner. Pushes out there just a teeny bit.
A little wisp of smoke.
And I know we've talked a lot about these cars getting together, but it's more just a victim of this racetrack. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a flat tire, having to pit under green to come to change tires on pit road.
That may be from that contact.
They might have cut it down from that bump there with Robbie Gordon. That's 2 races in a row. Tire trouble for Dale Jr. Show you what happened back at Daytona as Earnhardt makes the pit stop. Piece of debris from behind Michael Waltrip's car. Michael ran over it. Dale ran over it, cut down the tire, which flailed around and ruined the fender.
Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Stop it. Go.
They get him back on the racetrack.
And guess what happened to him on the way home from Daytona? On his car.
On a street car.
On his street car. He had a flat tire.
No.
Yeah.
That adds insult to injury.
Yeah.
He'll go an additional 2 laps down. He was already 1 lap down. Now he will be 3 laps down.
And running 34th. Jeff Green working under Jimmy Spencer. Green is the 6th place car. Now Spencer a lap down there. Jeannie?
Well, why mess with a good thing? That is what Jeff Green was asking his crew chief, Todd Berrier, coming into the pit stop. He said, this car is great in the center. Let's not mess this up. It's just free off. So, of course, they made the tire pressure adjustments to the rear tires. And right now, silence is golden. What would be better if Jeff Green could get back out in the front of the pack? Steve?
Jeannie, Tony Stewart is running in the 5th position right now. And that last pit stop, their adjustments came in air pressure. They went down a pound in both rear tires. They also made a wedge adjustment on that Pontiac of Tony Stewart. Let's go to Dick Burke.
29-year-old Matt Kenseth has his best chance ever to win a Winston Cup race here at Rockingham. In his 5 previous appearances, he has never led a lap, but he has been strong all day. On that last pit stop, they tried to tighten the car up. About 3 laps into this run, he came over the radio and said just one word: tight. Not a good sign.
I tell you, my hero is, and the crew chief, I love you, Larry, and I got mixed emotions about Hammond, but my favorite guy that's on the pit lane working is my buddy Fatback. Look at him. He's working. He's thinking. He's the man. How about it, Matt? Can you talk to him?
And he's also talking, DW. Fatback, your car is up back up in the first there. How is that race car today?
That's a real good race car today. My guys worked really hard last week. Built this car, we cut the side off of it, started all over. Ricky drove his tail off, and we have some killer pit stops, and that's why we're leading the race right now.
I know you're talking strategy for the final go here. What are you looking at?
About one more pit stop's all we need, so we're just trying to stretch it out as much as we can, trying to stay in front of that 40 car. These boys take care of the rest when it comes money time.
11 races have gone by since Ricky last won at the short track at Richmond. I can pick up his second win at the Rock here today.
144 laps to go. In the Subway 400, Ricky Rudd's Ford in command, Sterling Marlin's Dodge, Matt Kenseth's Ford, the Pontiacs of Bobby Labonte and Tony Stewart.
You know, talk about Tony Stewart. We've heard everybody complaining about their car being tight, front end not turning. But we heard one of our guys say that Tony Stewart's car has been lacking forward bite. What that means when he puts his throttle into it, the rear wheels don't hook up. So what they do, and they continue to lower the rear air pressure, and what that will do, that's like softening the rear springs. It will help the rear tires hook up when he puts the throttle down.
Now, Kurt Busch, he was about to, Ricky Rudd was all over the back of him, and all of a sudden, I mean, he hit the afterburner, and he has taken off and left Rudd and everybody in his dust.
Busch on the tail end of the lead lap. Rudd's last lap, 25.75. Kurt Busch's last lap coming as he comes around to the stripe. But there's a difference in the speed, as you see on our monitor.
It's coming down the
we'll
front
freeze
stretch.
it at the trap. Busch is 1 point. He's about a tenth a lot quicker.
Yeah,
tenth of a second.
I tell you, I like that little guy. I'll tell you, the way he, there you go. There's the difference right there.
6 miles an hour faster. That's down right before you pick the throttle up, right on the exit of turn 1, down in the middle of 1 and 2. That's a lot, 6 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, and he has just driven off and left Rudd and those guys.
And next week we go to his home track, Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas.
A Ford, a Dodge, and a Pontiac at the front of the Subway 400. We're back. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Subway 400 on Fox is brought to you by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck.
Caution is out for the 6th time today for a crash in turn 2. There's Dave Blaney sliding around. Gets Jimmy Spencer, and Mike Wallace and Joe Nemechek get the worst of it.
The dreaded while you were away.
So we'll have pit stops amongst the leaders. Jeannie?
Jeff Green making his way in, and at last check he was happy with the car, but they want to tweak it just a little bit, putting a half-front wedge into that right rear, and of course taking the advantage of the opportunity here at Rockingham to give him 4 fresh, clean tires. Matt?
The leader run is in, no adjustments for the 28 car, just 4 tires and fuel. As they get a tire gets loose, but they do get it to Steve.
Matt, they went down 1 round on the right rear on Sterling Marlin's Dodge, the 40 car. Left side tires are on. He tries to drag race out with Tony Stewart. The 32 still on pit road, Ricky Craven.
Ricky Rudd is stalled trying to leave his pit. Trouble for the leader.
It still has not cranked.
Oh, man, and that is, you're just pushing your heart out and the thing won't crank. And you're running out of air. Come on, Rudd, do something.
Push it back, guys. You gotta hurry.
You're only allowed to push it so far down that pit road.
Yeah, you can't go outside the pit. Where's the ether?
All right, try right there. You can flip that switch I told you about. Turn it off. Turn 1.
A little starting fluid into the cowl.
Come on, baby.
Come on, crank.
Come on, baby.
I can't believe ether's going to help that motor crank. Normally that works when you ran out of fuel, and they will not be out of fuel.
His teammate Dale Jarrett already out of the race with engine trouble.
And now he's a lap down.
Guys, get some more people out there. Some boys can have a break.
Now, there's one thing that Fatback can do a lot of things, but he ain't going to get down and push that car down pit road, I can tell you.
Now here come the lap down cars around him trying to get out.
And you know one thing, he's wanting other people out there. Unless you're a crew member that has a helmet, you can't even go out there to push your race car. You cannot go across pit wall.
A tough day for the Robert Yates Ford team. Jarrett out and Rudd trying to restart.
Start spin, trying to push it over.
Almost win, it almost went.
Come on, guys.
That was Ricky Rudd saying it almost went. And he goes.
There he goes. Pete's sake.
I mean, you start at the back of the field, you go a lap down, you make your lap back up, you get some track position, you're leading the race, and then it dies on pit road. What a roller coaster day.
Vapor lock? Hard to say.
That's what makes this sport so fun and agonizing.
And what this is the race leaving pit road. This is the line. There you see Tony Stewart barely beating Sterling Marlin, Jeff Green in the 30 right behind him. And all this is happening. Ricky Rudd sitting in the middle of pit road stalled.
The caution is out because of a 4-car crash up in turn number 2. 177.
Whoa, yeah, he got into the side of Spencer's car. Turns it around right in front of Nemechek. Here comes Mike Wallace. Gosh, who was that? It went right through the middle of it.
Everybody
else. The rest of the field.
Mike Skinner, among others. It is the 6th caution flag of the day, and as we're fond of saying, well, this changes everything. Except the channel. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
Fox welcomes you back to the Rock. 130 laps to go. The Subway 400. It began earlier today. Michael Waltrip, his 500th Winston Cup start, but engine problems took him out of the race in a hurry. Ward Burton, who won the Daytona 500, twice scraping the wall. Dale Jarrett leading for a time, but blowing his engine to go out. And on lap 156, a 6-car wreck. Casey Atwood kind of doing a little rock sliding. Buck Jones, Kyle Petty involved in that spill. Jeff Gordon lost 15 positions with some problems in the pits as he kind of slid past his pit spot moments ago. Lap 257 on the back of the pack, Jeff Hammond.
Yeah, a couple of these guys, you see Dave Blaney getting wrecked right there in turn 1 and 2, picked up.
And Jimmy Spencer, Mike Wallace involved, and Ricky Rudd, who was leading, stalled coming out of the pits and just could not get it started. Second, Robert Yates motor out as we now are going green. Let's go back up to Mike Joy.
Matt Kenseth leads Bobby Labonte, his teammate Tony Stewart, Sterling Marlin, and Jeff Green to the green flag.
Green, green, green. Go, go, go. Whoa. Kenseth got a little loose down there in the middle of the corner, but he got it back under him.
Jerry Nadeau was in the top 10, but he made an additional pit stop just prior to the green flag, so he's at the back of the pack, but still on the lead lap.
See Mark Martin in that 6 car, he's trying to get his lap back. We need to document that Kurt Busch and Ryan Newman did get their lap back on that last caution. They are on the lead lap again.
Matt?
Well, guys, since NASCAR mandated the kill switch on the steering wheel, we have seen a handful of drivers accidentally hit that kill switch. Is that what happened to Ricky Fatback?
No, he didn't hit the kill switch. The kill switch actually broke. Those things aren't very good, and there isn't a very good quality switch you can put on the steering wheel. But we keep running it because NASCAR says we have to run it.
Well, they went from first all the way back to 28th. Dick?
Robbie Reiser is Matt Kenseth's crew chief. This crew has taken that car from 25th to 1st. A lot of changes on the last pit stop. Hey, we're getting to showtime. Can you guys get it done today?
Well, I don't know. We've been dusting on it all day long, trying to get it right for him. We're up there. You know, we got a shot at this thing. We just got to be smart here at the end. Know when to bid. That'll probably be a big deal if it stays green, but